The one who planned the trip was always confident, the kind of person who trusted maps more than instincts and believed every trail had a clear way back. Another one of us joked about everything, even when things felt uncomfortable, turning silence into laughter. One stayed quiet most of the time, always observing, always noticing the small details no one else paid attention to. And me, I couldn't explain it, but I felt something was wrong the moment we reached the mountain, like something deep inside me was warning me to turn back before it was too late. It was supposed to be a simple summer camping trip, just one night at the top of a remote mountain where people online promised an unreal sunrise. The hike up was exhausting, steeper than we expected, but manageable. As we climbed higher, the air got thinner and cooler, yet it didn't feel refreshing. Instead, it felt heavy, like an invisible pressure building around us. At first, we ignored it, blaming the altitude, telling ourselves it was normal. But the higher we went, the stronger that strange feeling became, like the mountain was aware of us climbing it. When we finally reached the top, the view should have made everything worth it. Endless layers of trees stretched out below us, fading into the distance, the sky glowing as the sun began to set. It should have felt peaceful, calming even, but instead it felt empty, unnaturally empty. There were no birds, no wind moving through the trees, not even the faint sound of insects. The silence was so complete that it didn't feel natural. It felt like something had taken all the sound away and left us standing in a place that didn't belong to the normal world. We set up our camp near the edge where the ground was flat, trying to ignore the uneasiness building inside us. Even when we spoke, our voices sounded strange, like they weren't traveling properly through the air. At one point, someone asked if we could hear anything at all, and when we stopped to listen, the answer was nothing. Not silence in a peaceful way, but silence in a way that felt wrong, like something was missing that should have been there. Night fell faster than expected, and with it came a sudden drop in temperature that didn't feel natural. The cold was sharp and biting, like it had arrived all at once instead of gradually. We sat close to a small fire, trying to stay warm and distract ourselves, but the uneasiness didn't go away. That was when we heard it, for the first time, a voice calling out faintly from somewhere below the mountain. It sounded distant, almost like someone shouting for help, and it made all of us freeze instantly. At first, we thought it was someone else hiking late, someone who might need help. So one of us called back, but there was no response. Then, the voice came again, louder this time, closer than before, and that's when the confusion started to turn into fear, because there was no way someone could climb that fast in complete darkness. One of us moved toward the edge, trying to see if anyone was there, but there was nothing below us except darkness stretching endlessly down the mountain. The voice came again, but this time it didn't sound like it was coming from below anymore. It sounded closer, much closer, and before anyone could react, it called out again from behind us. We all turned instantly, our hearts racing, but there was nothing there, just darkness and the outlines of trees standing still against the night. No one laughed this time, and no one tried to explain it. We all felt it. Something was wrong, something we couldn't understand. We went into our tents soon after, not saying much, pretending everything was fine even though none of us believed it. I couldn't sleep, not even for a second. The silence felt louder at night, pressing in from all sides, making every small sound feel amplified. That was when I heard footsteps outside, slow and steady, crunching softly against the ground as if someone was walking in circles around our tents. I held my breath, listening carefully as the footsteps moved closer, stopping right outside. For a moment, everything went completely still, and then I heard a whisper, so close it felt like it was right next to my ear, telling me not to look over the edge. My entire body went cold, and I stayed frozen, too scared to move, too scared to even breathe properly. After some time, the footsteps moved away, or at least I thought they did, but I never heard them leave completely. When morning came, it didn't feel like morning at all. The sky was lighter, but the sun didn't rise properly, and the light looked dull and gray, as if something was blocking it. All of us looked exhausted, and without needing to ask, we knew none of us had slept. One by one, we admitted what we had heard during the night. Footsteps, whispers, something moving just outside our tents. And that was enough to convince us to leave immediately. We packed everything quickly without speaking much, all of us focused on one thing, getting off the mountain as fast as possible. The trail down should have been simple, the same path we used to climb up, but something wasn't right. We walked for what felt like hours, Yet nothing around us changed. The same trees, the same rocks, the same broken branch appeared again and again. And slowly, it became clear that we weren't going anywhere. One of us stopped walking and pointed it out, and no one argued because we all recognized the place. We had been there before, more than once. The realization settled in heavily, making the air feel even harder to breathe. Then, we heard the voice again, calling out softly, but this time, it sounded exactly like one of us, perfectly familiar and completely wrong at the same time. We turned toward the sound and saw a figure standing between the trees, completely still and watching us. It looked human at first, but something about it wasn't right. Its posture was off, its arms hung lower than they should, and its face was too unclear, like it didn't fully exist. When it spoke, it used a voice we recognized, one of our own, telling us not to go down. That was enough to break whatever calm we had left, and we ran without thinking, moving as fast as we could through the forest. The path felt tighter, the trees closer, and behind us, we could hear more footsteps joining in, not just one, but many, all moving in the same slow, deliberate way. We didn't stop until one of us fell hard onto the ground, crying out in pain. When we turned back, I saw something standing over them for just a moment. Something tall and thin, something that didn't look human at all. It disappeared almost instantly, but the image stayed in my mind, burned into it like something I wasn't supposed to see. We helped them up and kept moving, faster now, more desperate than ever, until suddenly, without any warning, we reached the road. It was as if the mountain had simply let us go, just like that. No transition, no explanation, just one step we were in the forest, and the next we were out. We didn't talk about what happened, not on the way back, not even days later, because none of us knew how to explain it. But there's something I still can't understand. When I checked my phone later, there were recordings from that night, dozens of them, even though I never remember starting any recording, and in every single one, you can hear it clearly. Footsteps moving slowly around us, whispers in the dark, and one voice, closer than all the others, speaking right next to the microphone, repeating the same warning over and over again, telling us not to look over the edge,